Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Leah and today I'm here to give you 9 tips on how to make your job search even easier. Many of you understand that currently it is very competitive to land yourself to a job of your choice. You can randomly get a job, but of your choice, it's going to be very difficult. So today I am here to give you the tips that I think if you incorporate in your job search will make it even much more easier to be spotted out. When you don't have a job and you're going into the market to look for a job and you're looking for absolutely every job that there is, it is not going to make it easier because everybody, most likely you're going to be landing to jobs that 100 people have already applied for, hundreds of people, hundreds and thousands of people applied for. So how do you make sure that your focus is only on the jobs that you should be applying for, only on the jobs that you want, not just any job? The reason why you have to narrow your search: one, direct yourself to the right job, and also it helps you to build relevant work experience. Sometimes when employers are looking at your CV and you're working in a restaurant, 1 minute you are a mechanic, the other minute you're procurement, you have one you're a doctor, you're this, it gives them a sense that you're not sure of the direction you want to take. So I know most people will probably do that because of lack of choice, and whatever job that comes you do to protect yourself or to have an income, but it's always best if you have a choice to stick on a career plan, to know that right now an employer is going to look at my job and know that here I was an admin, here I was a senior person, here I was a manager, and I'm making my way up to the goal of my career. Avoid having jobs all around if possible. Number 2, build a CV specifically for each job. Sometimes there are many adverts that are out there and each advertisement has its own need. And what the mistake that most people do, they say, you know what, there's a job, send me your CV, and they just grab their own CV and send the CV without editing it specifically to that particular job. Remember, if I'm a recruiter that is looking for a specific person and I put down job description, if that person has not followed or has nothing that shows that they'll be able to do the job, or their CV doesn't give me that, even though they can, there are probably more chances of me judging them according to the way they've kind of structured their CV. So to make it easier for yourself, structure the job, the CV according to the job that you're going to be sending it out for. Number 3, be consistent with your social media platforms. This I need to emphasize. My name is Leah N. William on my Facebook, on my LinkedIn, on my Twitter, on my even WhatsApp, everything that I have. So any employer that sees me on Facebook, if they don't like my attitude, my character, or the way I am, automatically they probably look at me and say no. I mean, it can be a good thing and a bad thing as well, but it's okay. It's best you know who you're taking in rather than be surprised and then I spend my time prepare for interview, getting in there, and you're shocked because you're not the person, I'm not the person you expected. So to avoid that, I'm gonna make sure that everywhere you go, on Twitter you find me the same, on LinkedIn the same, Facebook the same, and Instagram, all these social media accounts. Be consistent, because what's the point of you being Sarah on Instagram and be Joy on Facebook and then be Patrick or be somebody else in a different place? It's not good for you. In fact, it's just making things even harder for you because you're going to be answering questions why that is the case. I know most of you probably are doing it to separate work and then be naughty and then do all these other things you want to do. At the end of the day, if your head is planned to build a career, you shouldn't be really doing some of the things that you want to do that are not constructive. Number 4, build a network of professionals. Most people know that you could easily get a job because of who you know, who you've spoken to. In the midst of a conversation, someone will say, oh, we actually have a job like that. Or I know a manager who could give you a job that you're looking for. Or I work for this company, and once you search the company they work for, they probably have the same job. or these people will encourage you to go towards the goal. But if your circle of people are not interested in working, you can see they're interested in just getting benefits and just lay there, you're probably not going to be able to have a reason to be enthusiastic about you creating a career for yourself. So build a network of professionals or people with a goal, people who are working hard to make things happen. When you're sending out your CV, write an introduction or introduce yourself to the agencies to avoid your CV being put into a junk mail. Introduce yourself. Hi, my name is so and so. I came across your job advert and I'm interested. This is who I am, and please see the attached CV, rather than just say there's a job and then forward it there. That is not good enough. Number 6, the first page of your CV sells you a lot. So the first few paragraphs, I'm not saying that don't pay attention to everything else, but the first statement, the first impression that you give, because people have thousands and thousands of CVs to go through. Imagine the first page has all the spelling, the grammar, has all the issues, has all mattered up dates, has everything. Perhaps they're going to put it on the side so that they can go through the more straightforward CVs. So to avoid yours being put on a side, always have the first page on the point and easy to understand, and then it says who you are, what you studied, and probably where you live, so that they can know if you're closer to the organization. And obviously there are more things you can put in a CV, which I'll go through later, but what I'm trying to say, the first page, pay attention to it because it means a lot. Number 7, avoid having too many generic skills and say that, I'm a good communicator, I'm a good a manager, or I'm a good leader, whatever. These things are very important, but because people have not actually worked with you to confirm what you're saying, it could be that you're just saying that, but you're actually not. So in order to avoid them doubting these skills, especially put down what you've done and then give an example of what you've done and where you've worked, and then prove all the other skills once you get into the organization. Because if you do that, these are skills that everybody else everybody else has, and you're taking so much space on the CV on things that are general, that they're expecting you to have anyway. They're probably saying, why are you putting this on your CV in the first place? Because you should have that before you even try and apply for a job. Number 8, I think I kind of mentioned this already, keeping your jobs relevant to the advert. The other one I said, put down and make sure that you introduce yourself to agencies. This one, keeping your CV relevant to the job. Many people will say, I'm looking for a job, I've already done a CV. So whichever job there is, they send the same CV. That is very dangerous, because first of all, someone's gonna read and say, hold on a minute, you applying for a nursing job, but we're looking for maybe a secretary or something else. Did you even read the job and understand what we're looking for? First of all, if you fail to do that, how are we gonna know that you'll be able to do the job? So therefore, put that on the side. So avoid things like that, because it doesn't make your job any easier. Okay, another thing that you have to do, which is number 9, many of you probably have already looked for a job, done or so many applications, and you've been disappointed. And while you're doing your job application, you're like already demotivated and you don't pay more attention to doing it. If you carry on like that, demotivated while you're doing it because of lack of choice, you're gonna make it very hard for yourself. So you need to make it exciting. You need to make it a goal. You need to put it in your mind that, it is part of the job. In fact, one thing I would recommend that you apply for a job while you're in the job. This is if you haven't yet got to a career that you want and you're just making your way there. Don't always wait to be out of employment to apply, because you're gonna do it without confidence. You're gonna be so scared. You're gonna grab everything that is not needed and put it into the application. That's gonna make it worse. But imagine if you say I'm a teaching assistant right now, and I want to be a head teacher, or I want to be the main teacher. So what you're gonna do while you're doing your teaching assistant job, give yourself time on how long you want to be in that job, and then start searching, because you're not under pressure. You know, you're gonna put in so much time because you're not under pressure. You're not gonna be worrying on how many applications are there. You're gonna be concentrating on how perfect your CV is, because you're not in a rush. You're gonna concentrate on how much you can be at the front before anybody else. Whereas if you do it when you have no job, pressure, rushing, everything is wrong, scared, and then you get even more disappointed because you do not get the job. So always do it in a time, the case, and you're just out of the job and you're looking for a job, which most people do it that way. What I would recommend you to do is to make sure that you structure yourself and give yourself a time, an hour within a day dedicated for the job, rather than doing it and then get up and do something else. Dedicate an hour and look through a job description, understand everything, and then stop it, leave it there. The next day fill up another question, rather than running through the whole thing within 10 seconds or 10 minutes or 20 minutes or just a few minutes trying to rush it. So don't do it like that. And finally, I would recommend that every time you fill up an application form, look at the job description and what they're expecting you to do, and make sure that when you're giving examples, you're saying that I'll be able to do so and so because I've done it here, and this is the experience I've gained while doing there, so this is what I'll be bringing to a table, plus willing to learn more. So that when somebody look and say, you know, I'm looking for somebody who's going to run an office, they've looked at that, they're saying, and don't lie because I've said do it, but if you've done it, say it. So when I look at someone's application and look at what I want them to do, and they're telling me they've done it before, or they've done similar job and they've given example, my mind is going to run to that person quickly, because I'm thinking maybe there's going to be less training, maybe I don't need to invest money in, you know, bringing different softwares, teach them, blah blah blah, because they know how everything works. So guys, I hope that helps you. I hope you learn out of it. If you need more videos like this, give me a question or send me a question, and then I'll answer you in the video. I really enjoy doing this because all I have to do right now is to encourage you guys. My job is to encourage you to spend time, look for a job of your choice. Don't stay at home and say, you know what, I can't find a job, therefore I will not work. That is not how it should be. Thank you so much, and I hope you like it. Thanks. Remember to stay connected.